George Romero's Night of the Living Dead transformed the zombie from a voodoo curse into the flesh-hungry viral villain we all know and love. The film took advantage of budget limitations, like one main location, a supply of local extras, and black and white film stock to create an atmosphere of invasive terror. In addition to its towering influence on the zombie genre, Night of the Living Dead made a powerful social statement by casting a black actor, Dwayne Jones, as the pragmatic, non-stereotypical hero against a horde of mindless white zombies.
We'll be all right here until someone comes to rescue us. But we'll have to work together. You'll have to help me.
Everybody knows that zombies are mindless, plodding corpses motivated by a hunger for human flesh that also spread their condition like a plague across mankind. Of course, none of this was true before Night of the Living Dead. While there were influential zombie films like White Zombie and I Walked with the Zombie, these used the technical definition derived from voodoo religious mythology.
And out of their West Indian island comes a tale of terror and voodoo, of witchcraft and zombies.
The original script referred to his Walking Dead as ghouls, a term Romero borrowed from the even lower budget horror cult classic, Carnival of Souls. And because we didn't have a better single word for reanimated corpses that move around and do bad things to people, the zombie label kinda just stuck, and then some. Our entire pop cultural conception of zombies largely derives from Romero's original film and its sequels. Everything from the sharp parody Shaun of the Dead, to the comic book turned TV mega hit The Walking Dead, to the writings of Max Brooks owes a huge debt to Romero's reimagining of zombieism as a socially transmitted disease.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
If horror's greatest asset as a genre is the ability to stretch a budget, then Night of the Living Dead is the gold standard. Using Howard Hawks' Rio Bravo as an inspiration, Romero set most of the film in one location. The script takes advantage of this to create tension through the character dynamics of the survivors trapped within, while the direction builds on this by adding an element of dread from the outside. With little money to spend on effects, Romero asked nearby residents to appear as zombie extras in shabby clothes and minimal gory makeup. Sure, the allure of movie magic might not have the same draw as it did back in 1968, but Romero's solution of using the town where his production was based is pretty ingenious. While films were still somewhat in a transitional stage from black and white to full color, Romero's decision to use black and white stock meant that his simple effects and makeup didn't have to be truly convincing or up to full professional standards. And from an artistic standpoint, black and white also fits the bleakness of the story, instantly adding to the desired atmosphere. In 1968, it was next to impossible to cast a black actor not named Sidney Poitier as the lead in a movie. In fact, no film in the horror genre had even tried to do this, making Romero's decision to cast Dwayne Jones as Ben even more impressive. Night of the Living Dead doesn't make a huge deal about the fact that Ben is black. The film kind of treats him like, a regular human being.
Look, I don't know if you're hearing me, but I'm going upstairs now. If anything should try to break in here, I can hear it from up there. I'll be down to take care of it.
Even Poitier's characters generally had to acknowledge that they weren't supposed to be there, with race being a thematic device.
What you hit him with? Hit whom? 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 What are you? You a northern boy? What's a northern boy like you doing all the way down here?
Night of the Living Dead, on the other hand, makes a much more subtle and perhaps even more powerful statement by implicitly referring to Ben's race, contrasting him with the white zombies, as well as the other, less intelligent and less practical survivors he's forced to protect. By doing this, Romero turned his low-budget scarefest into an allegory for the effects of racism on humanity. The senseless tragedy in the film's final scene only serves to reinforce this idea. Proof that in a type genre like horror, things don't always have to be black and white.